Hello friends, today we will be learning about loops in C Sharp. All programming languages provide looping mechanism. Loops is a way of repeating blocks of code until a terminating condition has been met. C Sharp provides four ways to loop: for loop, for each loop, while loop, do while loop. Now we will learn about for and for each loops in this tutorial, and other two loops while and do while we will cover in subsequent tutorials. For loop is very beneficial when we want to repeat block of code for a fixed number of times. Here we should know how many times we want that block of code to repeat itself and what is the terminating condition. Let us do a practical for better understanding. We will be printing numbers from 1 to 5. Here we know that our block of code should run for 5 times and this is a terminating condition as well. Please note how we used for loop. Firstly, we define from where to start. From I equals to 1, our loop will run. Next is the terminating condition. This code should run until I is less than or equal to 5. And here it is incrementing the value of I one by one. We are printing the value here every time. Now let us run this code to see the output. Here you can see that it is printing number only from 1 to 5 as mentioned in the for condition, and after that it is exiting the loop. One more important point to note is that we can exit the loop anytime using continue or break keyword. Continue keyword will exit from the current iteration and it will go to the next iteration. Let us see it via code. Suppose we want to print each number twice on console like this. But later we realized we want to print it only once without removing the second console.write line. So you can add continue keyword here, and now let us run the program again. Here you can see now that number is printed only once. When it got the continue keyword, it went on to the next iteration. On the other hand, break keyword will exit completely from the for loop. Now if we add a break keyword here and run this program, we can see that only number 1 is printed once and exited the loop. Hence break statement exits from the for loop only. Now we will learn about for each loops. The for each statement repeats a group of embedded statements over all items within an array. It doesn't require to check for an upper limit, that is terminating condition. Now we will write a code which will use for each loop to traverse an array of strings and also an array of integers. See here that we have a string array having names of cities and an integer array having numbers. Now we want to print these city names and numbers one by one. For that we will use for each statement to iterate through an array and print the array items. We will write the code now to print it. Let us execute this code now. You can see the output here. First one has printed all the city names and second one has printed all the numbers. So have you found for each loop simple? In addition to iterating over simple arrays, for each also iterates over system supplied or user defined collections. I'll explain about it later as this requires understanding of collections and the role of enumerator and enumerable interfaces. So, in today's tutorial we learnt about for and for each loops. In my subsequent videos, I'll be explaining about while and do while loops in C Sharp. Please subscribe to my video. Thanks.